Hello everybody and welcome to Bathmat Reviews, where today we are going to be talking about Transformers Legacy G2 Laser Optimus Prime. Shout out to Pepper MB for suggesting this figure. Well, I suppose, technically, they suggested Scourge from the Velocitron 2000, the Velocitron line, which is just a repaint of this, and so I asked if I could just review this one because I already had it. And they said, okay. So, yeah. And yeah, this figure is quite cool. And in both these colors and the Scourge colors, and for that matter, the Target exclusive Target colors, if you want that. Yeah, I think it looks good in all those versions. But, I think Scourge is probably the most notable because that's like basically the first use of like a dark version of Optimus Prime that like would later become the trend of like Nemesis Prime. And so, yeah, I think it's pretty cool. And just this design in general is really cool. I think what they did was like a pretty interesting and unique change to Optimus Prime, but I think it works. And if you don't know, G2 is what came after G1, which is Generation 1, which is the original. And G2 is an edgier, well, it's mostly comics, because I think G2 in cartoon, like, in the cartoons is literally just reruns. But G2 in the comics is, like, super edgy, and it's like, oh yes, we're gonna murder all these robots crazily and have a bunch of robo-saliva for some reason. And it's weird, but, you know, it introduced some stuff that has been long-lasting and had some pretty cool designs. But, yeah. So, yeah, this is the figure. One complaint is, the arms are pathetically thin. Like, I get why they had to be that way for transformation, but, like, if you move it in an odd way, it looks really weird. Like, they're disproportional from the rest of his body, I should say. Now, as far as accessories go, he comes with a sword, an axe thingy that is a thing. He comes with the Matrix of Leadership, which is pretty cool, and you can, of course, take it out, but it's a little bit difficult. What I find is the easiest is just to open up his chest, bring this part down like you're going to transform it, and then just loosen that up. And, of course, that came off. When you do that, sometimes this comes off, but nothing. It pops right back in without being a problem. But, back in. Why are you causing me problem? But, yeah, and if you have his hand open, he has a slot in his hand, so you can hold it. Yay. Cool. Yeah. Now I'm going to put it back into his chest because, well, I don't know. I don't really care about it. And what else for accessories? I mean, this isn't exactly accessories, but he does have these opening missile pods, which I'm pretty sure is more for the Scourge variant. But I could just be completely wrong. I do remember Scourge having shoulder missiles. And, oh, yeah, I almost forgot the main part of accessories. He comes with a trailer, which I currently have in its base mode, I guess, which is a thing. It's two different pieces that... Yeah, it's a thing. You can put it on his arm, I guess, if you want. But I don't know. I don't really care about this part. I think it's cool as a trailer, but I don't know. I don't really care about these half-baked base modes. You have to do a lot more transformation for me to start to care. But, oh yeah, one other thing is that there's this, which is a gun that you can either put right there if you want something weird. You can put it on, like, I don't know, his arm right here if you want some underslung guns, or you can just hold it in his hand if you want that. But what I like to do with it personally is if you take both of his weapons, and he has this slot on his on the sword, which means you can only put it in certain ways, but I like to put that there and then take this piece and put that right here and make a big old buster sword that is crazy and weird, but you know what? I like it. I think it's quite cool. But yeah. So that's mostly what I do with it. And yeah, now let's just take that, put that off to the side, and we'll just leave the weapons off for now as we get into posability. So, head is on a ball joint. You can use this transformation joint to get him to look really far up, but it kind of breaks the mold. Not literally, but breaks the sculpt, I should say. No, that's also not the right word. Breaks the silhouette. Let's go with that. As far as arms, you got out that far. You can move the shoulder pad around to do certain things, but it doesn't really look natural in any other way except for this. But if you move it out of the way, you got full 360 out that far. Bicep swivel, and it's because it's one of the earlier ones from Legacy. They still are using this not quite perfected yet design, and so if you notice, it's not quite lined up right, and when you move it a lot, it'll get pretty out of line, so you just gotta push that back in there. But I assume that was fixed on later versions, but I don't actually know. And you got 90 degrees bend and a well, actually it's a ball jointed hand, but you wouldn't know that until you get to transformation. But you got a wrist swivel, and you also have a waist swivel, so that works. And you got forward that far, back that far, out that far, and thigh swivel. A pretty good knee bend, slightly over 90 degrees. And then you have ankle pivot, and you got heel down and then toe down because of transformation. And if you didn't guess, or if you didn't notice, whatever, it doesn't matter. The bottom half of this figure is literally just the Earthrise Optimus Prime, which, you know what, it doesn't really bother me because the top part is so wildly different that it just really doesn't bother me at all. But it is just a thing. It's kind of like how a whole bunch of the movie, like, quite a few of the different movie Optimus Primes had a similar leg transformation for a while there. Now, size comparisons. Here he is with my previous review, Revenge of the Fallen Megatron, who looks like... I'm just imagining, like, you go back to the, like, back in time, and you're like, oh, yes, this is Megatron. Like, I don't know how... It'd be pretty hard to believe. Like, I don't think I would be like, what? That's impossible! No! But I'd be like, wow, I did not expect that. I probably guess this is from something entirely disconnected. But still a cool robot design. And here he is with Batman, who, if you count shoulder pads, is taller than, but if you count... I just realized you can't see the heads. You know what? Let's do it this way. Now they will smooch. I think they're... yep, there we go. And Batman is taller than as far as the head goes. Now, transformation is pretty interesting. It has kind of a transformation where it's kind of like some of the older, I get old-ish, I should say, movie toys where you kind of like blow them up. You just take everything apart and then you put it back together, but not literally. But like he has a lot of different parts that you have to unlock, and then everything moves together really easily. So let's get into it now. So first, fold in the hands like that and like that. Connect the legs, because why not? Close them to get up. Well, let's just do the legs real quick because they're super simple. Fold up the knee part thingies there, then flip out the gas canisters. Now all the rest of this will be pretty different. So first, well, not first, but first as far as the chest, the top part of the figure goes. Bring this up like that, just to get everything out of the way. Come to the back, flip that out, flip that in. Also, there's some cool molded detail in there that looks kind of like some, I don't know, jet boosters or something. So maybe this original Optimus Prime can fly or something. I don't know. I don't know much about Laser Optimus Prime as far as like abilities go. Then bring out the arms, lift up the head, lift up the chest, then bring down the legs and the sides. And this is really cool. I like when you actually build parts of the of the robot, like the chest, for example. Like you like have different parts that come together to form the chest instead of it just being like you move stuff around and then you have the fully sculpted chest. I think this is just cooler. But yeah. So then bring those down. Come to the back here. Flip the head down. Take the chest. Flip that in. Bring that all in like that. Bring these up. Close them together. Bring these flaps down, I guess. Then rotate the legs. Bring all that in. Then rotate the arms. And then slot them in there. And you kind of have to bring it down as you go under just to get enough clearance because it's a bit of a tight squeeze. Then bring all of this down. Bring the arms down. Bring all of this up. Then, whoops, if everything's lined up right, then you bring the sides down and you are done. And yeah, I think it's a pretty cool looking truck mode. I like the flames. I think it's really cool. And I assume it eventually inspired the live action movie design a bit, but I don't actually know that. I guess I haven't done enough research. And yeah, then you got the Autobot symbol that is all shiny, and yeah. Now, as far as weapon storage goes, you got two different options. So one, fold this in, and you can put it directly on, like that, and then take this part and put that on underneath. And so if you don't have the trailer with them, you can just store the weapons like that, and that's pretty cool. But if you do have the trailer, or the base, oh yeah, I should transform this, straighten all this out, rotate this around, and then, while it's open, I might as well, take the swords. Actually, I'm just going to take this off so I can actually show you easier. Bring that in right there, and then take this piece, and with those two notches right there, you can put that in right there. And you can swap, if you want the sword on this side, you can do that, and if you want the axe on this side, you can do that. Also, you can use this as a shield. I forgot to show that off, but if you just kind of bend it down like this, it works like a pseudo shield, which is fun. So you have a lot of options with his weapons, which I like. And then let's bring this piece back in. That just pegs right on. And then bring these up. And bring that up. And then fold all this in. And fold up this piece. And there you have the trailer. And it can stand on its own if you have this down. Or you can fold that in. And take this. And put that on. And you are done. And that looks sick. I feel like this really fits the vibe of G2 Optimus Prime. You get, although I'm pretty sure that it had like a, I don't remember if it's like Optimus Prime or like Transformers or Autobots or something, but on the original figure there was like a spray painted-ish logo on the side that was like bright neon words. But I don't know. I feel like this is cool. Also, side rant, you know what this reminds me of? We're getting all these cool crossovers that a lot of them I really like. Like you got the Naruto crossover, the Top Gun crossover, Ghostbusters crossover. I still want that one. I'm not the biggest fan of Ghostbusters. I just never really vibed with it too much. but the Transformer looks sick. You got Jurassic Park crossover and a whole bunch of these. And then you have Mad Max, which hasn't had a crossover yet, but I want it. I could see that just being like a retool of this, honestly. But I would hope that it's a new figure, because Mad Max has some really cool vehicle designs, and I want a Transformer that is a crossover with that. But yeah, so that's about it. Thank you all for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below what characters I should review next, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. And follow me on YouTube and TikTok. Bye!